Welcome back. It is Friday, March 29th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, a 1-1 day, losing a little bit of juice. We had McCollum's over, sweat-free. DeJounte Murray's under, sweat-free as well, as he shot 44 times. 44 field goal attempts. I was looking at that box score because I didn't watch much of that game. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. I can't even. 35 in regulation. A crazy game from him. Shout out to him as the Celtics lose again, back-to-back games to the Hawks on a buzzer beater, basically, by DeJounte. Big game from him. Props to him. We got 3 picks. Let's dive into them. I do want to put a quick note here, and I'll say this several times in this video. Very good chance I add plays. You'll only see 3 in this video, but there's a really good chance I add a play or 2 in the pinned comment, so definitely check that out. As always, I send it early to our Dub Club and COS All-Stars, but I also will tweet it out. But if you want to come back to the video and you're only on YouTube, check the pinned comment. Probably won't be till later this afternoon, but the 3 picks I got in this video might add another 1 or 2 after the one. But without further ado, let's dive in. I do want to note Underdog Fantasy has a free square right now for Nikola Jokic to score 1 point tonight against the T-Wolves. It's a free square only for new users, so make sure if you are a new user, sign up using our code COS. Not only do you get that Jokic free square, which is free, you also will get a match on your first deposit up to $100. $100 of free money. You deposit $25, now you got 50. Deposit 50, now you get 100. Deposit 100, now you get 200. It's free money. Take advantage of it, just like that free square for Nikola Jokic, only for new users. Obviously, let's dive into our picks. We do have some MLB picks. Go check out that video. It was posted right before this one. And going forward, MLB should typically always be posted before NBA. So you can go check out what we're rolling with in the MLB. But first pick of the day is the guy that owes us money. And you probably know who he is. It's De'Aaron Fox, is over 25.5 points, minus 110 on BetMGM. Now, has Fox hurt us recently? Yeah, in his last game, he did. And I'm not going to sit back, watch this big game against the Kings and Mavs, and be like, why didn't I run it back when he's got 30 points ending the third quarter? No, I'm not doing it. He's going to score 26 points tonight, and I really like him. Now, as I said, Fox and the Kings just hurt us. We just took Fox's over, same exact matchup versus Dallas. Fox, 18 points on 6 of 18 shooting. Kings lost by 36 points. He had 14.5. We were looking really good. His live bet was 28.5, and he sucked in the second half. And that includes scoring, I think he scored 2 points in the first quarter. Look, Fox, let's be honest, he's better than that. He's better than 6 for 18, and he had plenty of opportunities. 18 field goal attempts in a blowout. He really wasn't even that aggressive in the second half, and he had tons of opportunities. Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, those guys play drop coverage, and Fox is going to be able to walk into the jump shots that he's capable of making, going to be able to get into the paint. He just has to make those shots. And coming off a game that got smoked in, I think he plays a lot better. Like I said in Tuesday's video, Fox has dominated this matchup. His last 7 games versus Dallas, 44, 33, 36, 28, 30, 34, and then 18 points, going over in 6 of 7, averaging 22.6 field goal attempts per game. These teams nearly have identical records on the season, and obviously with only 10 games to play, every game means a lot, especially as you're trying to avoid the play-in games. And not only that, the Kings obviously hold the tiebreaker right now. They've won 2 of the 3 games versus Dallas. They lose this game, they're going to be tied 2-2. Dallas is going to be able to score. They got Luka, they got Kyrie, they got a bunch of guys out there that can score and put the ball in the basket. It's the Kings side that need to be able to score, and with no Kevin Huerter and a lot of guys I really don't trust on the Kings side, Fox has to dominate. Wouldn't be surprising if he sees a few extra minutes tonight. De'Aaron Fox, we need 26 out of you. We need 30 out of you, and I think he absolutely dominates this matchup. The Mavs just don't have a guy that can guard him. Fox, go play well. Go play like we're used to seeing you play, and arguably not a playoff game, but pretty dang big game for the Kings at home tonight against the Mavericks. So Fox, my first pick of the day, is over 25.5 points. My second pick, we're going to go to a rookie, guy coming off his worst game of the season, Mr. Chet Holmgren of the Oklahoma City Thunder, over 19.5 points plus assists, minus 120 on BetMGM. I like this at 20.5. I just noticed I have a typo at 29.5. My Dub Club and All-Stars are probably like, what the heck? You played up to 29.5. Now, I was actually going to do his PRA line originally, but I don't really want to trust him to grab 9 or 10 boards to make it worth taking the PRA line. Obviously, can Chet grab 9, 10 boards? Yes, but I don't want to count on him to do that. Now, individual line points is the way to go, but like I said, Chet coming off his worst game of the season. 18 minutes, 6 fouls, 2 points, 7 rebounds, 0 assists, 5 turnovers, obviously fouled out. A disaster class from Mr. Holmgren. And obviously, he's a rookie. He's going to have some bad games. And that was his worst game of the season in my regard. I mean, he sucked. I think it was 0 for 2, made 2 free throws. Yeah, no, not going to cut it. That was against Houston. Now he gets a much better matchup against the Phoenix Suns, a matchup that I think he can play well in. Now, worth noting, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, obviously their MVP, candidate, he's out. He's potentially out. I don't know why my light just turned off, but whatever. He's doubtful to play. I do not expect him to play. He's obviously nursing an injury. Do not expect him to be out there. If he is, whatever. Chet can still hit the over if he's out there. But, I mean, the guys look banged up. He talked about being banged up. You're obviously still trying to get that 1 seed, but it's more important to get SGA healthy for the playoffs than to try to win one game against Phoenix. Now, in 2 games without SGA this season, obviously Holmgren is at 29 and then 2. The 2 come in that last game, that disaster class. In 2 games versus Phoenix this season, 22 and 16 points plus assists, 10 field goal attempts on the dot in each of those games. Now, look, he went over and went under in one of them, both of them on the road. We've talked about that all the time this season. Chet a lot better efficiently and just better in general at home this season. So both those games on the road, he still, split. And we're talking about 10 field goal attempts in each of those games. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets closer to 13 to 15, maybe even more tonight, because SGA's out in the 2 games against Phoenix. Those 2 that Chet played and had 22 and 16 points plus assists. Shai had 35 points in each of them. Yeah, I mean, well, someone's got to pick up the slack, and while J-Dub will get his usage, so will Josh Giddey, some guys off the bench. Chet should also get some usage in that starting lineup when he's playing out there and should get the 30 minutes that we're expecting. And look, whether it's Jusuf Nurkic or Drew Eubanks starting at center for this the Suns team, I don't really care. Both those guys are going to play drop coverage, and Chet's going to get wide open threes pretty much all night long. So if you want to put his over in threes, you can. I really think he gets wide open looks. And Chet this season, he's over in 11 of his last 15 home games when he shoots at least 10 times. And he's actually at 18 or more points plus assists in 14 of 15. So getting real close to this line. If he ends with 18, whatever. I mean, he'll be real close to it. But I don't see a world where he doesn't get at least 10 shots tonight. I really think he's going to get some good usage, and let's just hope he can go over this line. We know Chet is capable of some really efficient nights. Coming off his worst game of the season, I'm confident Chet wants to bounce back and will try pretty hard tonight. He can take Jusuf or Drew Eubanks off the dribble if he wants to, but look, I really think he'll get some open looks from the 3-point line, from the mid-range, and I really think he knocks down them. The reason I didn't do PRAs is because Phoenix has been really tough against opposing centers, even if Nurkic isn't in there. So just trust, Chet to get this points. It was 17.5, but his assist line, I think we're getting some good value because his assist line was like 2.5, and we're getting it basically at 2 here at 19.5. So Chet, pass it to your teammates, score some points. Love your over tonight. And then my third and final play of the day is a 2-leg same game parlay. Let's talk about these 2 legs. We got an over and an under in here. Jalen Brunson, 25 plus points, and Donte DiVincenzo under 4.5 threes made, plus 156 on DraftKings. You're betting 1 unit to win a little bit over 1.5. I really like the value here. Now, if you're like Austin, I'm on PrizePicks or maybe I'm on Underdog Fantasy. I used your sign-up link. Appreciate you. What are your picks here? Because I can't really do a 2-leg SGP. I really like Brunson's over in points, and I really like Dante's under in threes. And I'll talk about why in each of them. I'm putting them together because I was going to put 1 unit on each of them. So I'll do this and hope that we can get 1 unit to win 1.56. Obviously, if you're on BetMGM, they actually have a cool thing. You take 25 points for Brunson and push Donte up to under 5.5 threes. That's minus 115. Don't hate that. But let's talk about why I like Brunson. Well, you can take his regular over at 27.5, or you can take Dante's regular under at 4.5, a little bit juiced. Now, over the last 10 games, the Spurs have allowed the 4th most pull-up jump shots attempted in the NBA at the 4th highest field goal percentage. So not only are you giving up a lot of attempts from the pull-up jump shot range, also letting guys shoot a ton of a really high percentage. Brunson attempts the 3rd most pull-up jump shots in the NBA. So when I look at this matchup, Brunson is always, he's going to get the volume typically, but I think his volume gets a little bit of an uptick because you got Wembanyama down low in the paint, and you're just going to see Jalen Brunson be able to walk into a lot of pull-up jump shots. That's what he takes. He takes like 11 per game, 11, 12, 13 per game. That's over 50% of his shot mix are pull-up jump shots. Obviously, he's not getting a lot of shots set up by his teammates. So I really think that he's going to be in for a good, matchup here. And we've seen Brunson score 25 or more points in 20 of his last 25, including 5 of his last 6. His last 2 games for San Antonio, 38 last year and 25 points this year. The 25 this year came in a game where RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Emmanuel Quickley combined for 68 points. So all 3 of those guys, they're not on the team anymore. So I really think that Brunson will have a high usage, and I think he'll get us 25 at least tonight. I really don't know why my lights cracked out of its mind, but whatever. Now, why are we fading Donte DiVincenzo? Well, over Dante's last 10 games, he's averaged 4.2 threes made per game. We need 4 or less. He's actually gone under the 4.5 threes in 8 of his last 10. Has gone over in 2 straight, though. But really good matchups. Now, you look at he's averaging 11.2 three-point attempts during this span. Did have that one outlier game where he attempted 11 or made 11 threes on 20 attempts. But you look at it, 86% of his makes and 80% of his attempts are catch-and-shoot threes. He's needing the catch-and-shoot. And as we just talked about with Lauri Markkanen, which still triggers me, the Spurs do not give up catch-and-shoot 3-point attempts. That's just not what they do. Well, Donte has the green light to fire it from 30 feet. If he's firing it from 30 feet, it's probably going to be contested. So we look at, like I said, over the last 10 games, Spurs, fewest catch and shoot made threes allowed and 3-point attempts allowed in the NBA, and it ain't particularly close. So you're thinking about this matchup, not great for Dante. It's great for Brunson. I think they'll kind of go hand in hand. If Brunson wants to shoot 44 times tonight, I welcome it, but I really think that he's in for a big night. I'll be in pain if Brunson drops 35 and somehow Dante lucks into 5 threes, but I really don't think he gets a lot of good open looks. I really don't think Dante's in for a big night. So I'll take Dante's under and 4.5 threes, parlay it with Jalen Brunson to score 25, plus 156, a little Friday parlay. I like it. Those are my 3 favorite picks of the day. A reminder, if we do add a play, pin comment, check it out. We might add one. Check it out. I'll post it. I don't know when. I got a couple meetings I got to do this morning, but I will post it later on today. And of course, and I'll definitely update you if there are no added plays. I'll definitely put that noted down below. And of course, if you want to go check out our MLB picks on the screen, right above it is my Australia video where I got the scuba dive, the Great Barrier Reef, pet some kangaroos, and do some fun things. You guys have a wonderful Friday. Like I said, check the pin comment for some added plays, and I'll see you guys back again in the next one on Saturday morning. Peace!